Okay, I'm here with Ellie, and I'm going to ask her a couple questions about the Puritan lifestyle. First question is, do you know who Thomas Paine was?
I'm pretty sure that he was a philosopher, an activist. That's about all I know.
Do you know what his most famous piece of writing was?
No, I don't.
He wrote Common Sense, which is a very powerful and impactful document for the Puritans. Second question is, do you know anything about the Puritan lifestyle?
I don't know very much. I think they were, just knowing from reading The Crucible last year that they were very religious. It was like a lot of times when people think about the pilgrims, that's similar to how the Puritans lived. Very strict, lots of rules.
Yes, they were very strict and religious, and also believed in. They did not believe in predestination. They had no idea if they were saved or damned by God upon death, and those are some of the main points in Puritanism. Third question is, do you know anything about women in the age of Puritanism?
I know that women had a very strong a lot of rules were set against women. There was a lot of female oppression. There wasn't a lot of expression. They sort of were married and then they would have to be a housewife type of thing.
Very good answer.
Thank you. Studied well.
Chris today, and I have some questions about Puritanism.
Puritanism?
Yes. All right. Do you know who Thomas Paine was?
Thomas Paine, I believe, was he had some political significance during the Puritan times. I'm not sure. I believe he wrote some piece of literature. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I remember talking about it last year in sophomore year. But yeah, that's pretty much all I know about Thomas Paine.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know his most famous work by any chance?
No, I can't think of the name of it.
All right. Do you
Just be
Common Sense.
Common Sense. Oh, Common Sense is the.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Do
interesting.
you know anything about women in the age of Puritanism?
I know that they had very strict laws with women. They had a very strict society, and women all pretty much had to dress the same. And they pretty much had to take care of the house pretty much, and that was kind of their set one and only job. But yeah, that's pretty much all I know.
Pretty good, actually. Do you know anything about the first Puritans?
First
Where they
Puritans.
settled?
I believe they settled in Salem, or at least northern Mass. It wasn't a very large group of people, but over time they gradually increased in population and became a true society.
That's true. All right. Do you know how the Native American people were treated by the Puritans?
I do not believe they were treated well. I believe they were looked at as savages.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Also, I think they were taken advantage of, whether it be while they're taking their land or taking their resources. And I think that created political and social tensions in between the two groups. So, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So, last question. What's your knowledge on Puritan lifestyle?
Strict. Very strict. No fun. Huh?
What resorts?
Huh?
What extents?
I'm not sure what extent. Prayer, religious. They had very strict religious beliefs. Women had to, I don't know if it was arranged marriages or they had to have, I'm not sure what the whole situation was with that, but I knew it was something that was surrounding those types of topics. Very strict laws.
Nice. That'd be all. Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Sitting here with our first interviewee, Gail Bennett. We have a few questions for you. First question is, do you know who Thomas Paine was?
Yes.
Do you know what his most famous piece of work is?
Yes.
What was it?
Common Sense.
There you go. Second question is, do you know anything about the Puritan lifestyle?
Yes, I do. From reading Caleb's Crossing.
What are the most important aspects of how they lived back in the 1600s?
Their life was very simplistic. They did not know whether they were saved or damned. And they lived their life questioning.
And do you know anything about how the women were treated in the age of the Puritans?
The women did not have equal rights to men. They could not be educated.
And last question is, do you know how the Native American peoples are treated by the Puritans?
Yes. From reading the book, I know that the Native Americans, few of them were accepted by the Puritan people. The Puritans viewed them as savages and not equals.
Straight sad. Alright, Gail, thank you for your answers. Thomas Paine was a very influential political activist who was among the most famous Puritans. He wrote Common Sense, which was a significant pamphlet written to declare and fight for independence from Great Britain in the summer of 1776. The Puritans had a very strict and religious lifestyle. They believed that God had already decided whether you were saved or damned, but you lived your life having no idea. They believed God had formed a covenant with them, expecting them to live their lives according to scriptures. The Puritans settled along the Mass Bay and on the islands, like the setting of the story in Caleb's Crossing on Martha's Vineyard. The women in the Puritan age were oppressed and expected to keep quiet while tending to their gardens or cooking, cleaning, and doing other deeds around the house. The Native Americans were treated as lessers and inferiors to the Puritans and the whites in the community. They were thought of as savages and didn't have equal opportunity for education or anything else among the community. Questions kind of suck.
You know anything about...
You're supposed to tell them that it's called common sense. That is the most simple thing that you
I didn't
can.
know.
Well, now you can say it. Just say it.
I'm here with Chris Carey.
Do you know anything about the women in the age of...
I know he had some political significance.
Okay.
Please, then you give the actual answer.
The
You don't know.
on here.
Oh my god.
First question is, do you know who Thomas... Why are you laughing? Thomas Paine was.
Why is it so hilarious?